सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां दयाकरं दयाकारम्. For new people, I'm having repeat. Om Dayakaram Dayakaram. Dantam Dharma Pravartakam. Pranamami Dayanandam. Madacharya Param. You write it in the group afterwards, this particular prayer. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. A brief look at the fourth chapter continues today, wherein we have what is called Avatara Vada up to verse 8 or thereabouts. What is Avatara, etc., and how this Avatara comes about. Then verses 9 to about 15, why should I know this Bhagavan? What happens to me if I know this Bhagavan? So what happens if I know this Bhagavan? I understand I am non-separate from Bhagavan. I understand that all the problems that I have with doership and feeling done in, feeling like a doer and feeling samsara and feeling samsarified instead of what? Ishwarified. Okay? Instead of Ishwarified, I am samsarified only because of this these series of wrong identifications. And therefore, the one who knows me, Lord Krishna declares, as this Bhagavan who is not subject to karma, also does not become subject to karma, also gets freed from karma. And then most of the people don't know me as I am, they just see me as some Bhagavan somewhere sitting on their puja room altar. And that's such a demonized version of what I really am. The Param Bhavam Ajanantaha Mama Loka Maheshwaram, that I am the Lord of this whole universe, they don't understand. They don't understand also that I am Satchidananda, my essential nature is Satchidananda, and the Jiva's essential nature is also what? Satchidananda. It's like a wave connected to water. So what is the truth of the wave? Water. What is the truth of the ocean? Water. So therefore they don't know this. So this is till the 15th verse. From the 16th to about the 25th verse, we have an interesting but a strange topic of what is action and what is not action. Really? They couldn't think of, Lord Krishna couldn't think of any other topic. Don't I know what is action? Of course I know what is action. I have been acting all my life. I act and sometimes I also act out. So I know very well what is action, I know, and then what is not action also nobody has to tell me. I know what is not action. Why now so many verses are given for action and non-action? There is a reason for that, because one's confusion is centered around the inability to distinguish between what is action and what is not action. One is totally confused. Why? Because of one's own ajnanam. One takes a shallow surface level of understanding to say that is action. Chalanatmakam karma, for example. That which moves is action. Now the tree is moving. Is it acting? No. Wind is also moving. Is it acting? No. Fire is also moving. All because of the wind they move. But there is no action there. Why is there no action? Because there is no free will. Volition is not there. Therefore action is not there. And so you cannot say that this is what action is, because there is no free will. Free will is there, and then let's say I have free will. Let's not say that, because I do have free will. There is no say to let's say, but hypothetically speaking, somebody with free will, I have free will, and what do I decide? I say, I will not act. After all, we are Arjuna's descendants. And what did Arjuna say? At the end of the first chapter, I will not fight. So we can say that I will not act. And then I sit quietly. Is that action?
Yes.
Or not action? Action. Why? Because there is choice involved. Sitting quietly also expends a few calories, very few, but it does. So that is also what? Action only. And so therefore this cannot be, this is where the confusion lies. Everybody appears to be confused on what is action and what is not action. Kim karma, kim akarma iti kavayaha api atra mohitaha. Mohitaha means deluded. Kavayaha means even people who have far-sighted vision are confused about what is action and what is non-action. Because to get to the place of actionlessness is not for the faint of heart. Because how do I get to the place of actionlessness when I don't know what is actionlessness? Number one. Number two, how do I get to the place of actionlessness when I am addicted to action? I am a karmaholic. Why? Because I am a karma phalaholic. So I am also a karmaholic, means I am addicted to action. So the one that is addicted to action cannot just sit quietly. You ask somebody to sit quietly, they will just sit for 2 seconds. After that, suddenly, what is that noise over there? How come there is always construction in the ashram? The thought arises. Are they drilling? What are they doing? Oh, okay, they are putting paving stones. Like that, one comes to a conclusion. So like this, there is a lot of confusion, and there is not the ability to force oneself to sit without doing any action. And in fact, sitting is also an action. So what is actionlessness? Is people are confused. What is action also? People are confused. So then, what to do? It says, then what is the truth about all this? And then the 18th verse says, what does it say? It says that karmani akarmayah pashyet akarmani cha karmayah sa buddhiman manushyeshu sa yuktaha sa kritsna karma krit. A whole mouthful of words. So karmani means in action. In the action one sees what? no action, non-action. One sees non-action in action, and the same one, okay, not a different one now, we have to be very clear, and the same one who sees what? Action in non-action is the wisest person of all. Manushyeshu buddhiman, wisest of all beings. And then who is that person? Yuktaha, the person who is put together properly. And the person who is wise is the person who has accomplished whatever there needs to be accomplished. Kritsna karma krit. Everything, all the karmas have been accomplished just by knowing what is action and what is not action. This is very, very confusing. And so, what to do here? What to do here? Because we have already in the last course we saw 4.5 pages of bhashya for this particular verse. Whether you remember it or not, I definitely remember. So, lots of arguments, lots of counter arguments, Adi Shankara, and then what was that other one? Purva Pakshi. All of these things were there, and then so therefore this action and actionlessness is a huge topic which is completely, we are at sea, we don't understand. So to understand this shloka very, very briefly, a nice image is given. So what is the image? The image is of it's like a maritime image, an image of somebody going away from the shore on a boat. And then what do you see standing on the boat? You see the trees moving that side. You see the land also moving, and the people that are waving goodbye to you, they are also moving. How are they moving? Further and further and further away from you. Are they acting? Is there action there? No. It appears to be action, but there is actually, it is all of these entities are actionless. They are not acting at all. So, karmani akarma yaf pashyet. Then karmani akarmani cha karma. In non-action, the one who sees action, like how Arjuna sitting quietly and saying, I will not fight, I will not act, but actually there is a lot of action. There is a lot of energy expended to come to this decision of not fighting, and a lot of lot of effort that is put there, and it is based on what? Raga and Dvesha, prejudices and preferences, and so therefore it cannot count as non-action, because there are feelings, thoughts and decisions involved. So the one who knows this is the person who is wise. And so the wise person is actionless in spite of action. This is something very beautiful to understand. The wise person enjoys actionlessness despite acting. What does the wise person do? Everything that you do. You eat, wise person is already ahead of you in the line to eat. All right. Not only eats but is ahead of the line. You drink water and coffee and tea, the wise person also may be drinking water, coffee, tea. And you sleep, the wise person also enjoys what? Sound sleep. All right. And then you get up, wise person also gets up. You go somewhere, wise person also goes somewhere. What is the difference? How come the actions of the wise person do not bind, whereas the actions of the, what shall we call the other person? Otherwise person Actions of the person who is what? Otherwise, other than wise. How come they bind? And the answer is very, very beautiful, profound answer. What is the answer? The answer is that the wise person, where is my prop? Yeah, the wise person's actions are all as though. The otherwise person's actions are all taken to be real. Action is real, and the anxiousness connected to the action is real, the anxiety is real, and oh my God, will I get the karma phala or not? The nail biting moments are real, and then when the result of action comes, that is also real, and the tears that come along with the results of action, because the results of action are not liked, those are also what? Real. Everything is real, real, real. Here for the wise person, what is real? The only thing that is real is aham akarta. That's the only thing that is real. That is, from the standpoint of the absolute reality, I am absolutely and completely what? Actionless. I am absolutely actionless. That is the only thing that is real. Rest of it is what? As though. Everything is as though. So nobody can ask the wise person, how come you are eating? You are a jnani. How come you are eating? Because the action itself is as though. The jnani knows. There is a story that is told that in one king's court there were 2 courtiers. Because in those days they did not have cable TV, so this is what they had to do for entertainment. One was a Dvaitin, a dualist, and the other one was what? Advaitin. And they both were at locked horns, they were both at loggerheads with one another. All the time arguing. And this was entertainment for the king, who had a philosophical bent of mind. He loved them both, he let them argue, and he enjoyed their arguments. They decided to go, all of them, all the big people in the court of the king, all of them decided to go on a picnic. And then what happened? These 2 also went along. And as they were opening the picnic basket and taking out all the food, somebody shouted, "Tiger!" Because maybe it smelt the contents of the basket and it thought, oh, picnic, maybe I can invite myself. And what is that? It will be a very big spread. Not only will I have it will be charatmakam lunch. I will have a moving lunch in terms of all the guests gathered to eat, and the non-moving lunch, whatever the guests are supposed to eat, both I will have. And so saying, the tiger is about to charge. But somebody had already warned, "Tiger, tiger!" Everybody ran. The one who ran first said, "This way, come follow me," was who? Advaitin. Advaitin ran first. And then follow me, and he heralded everybody to safety, and then after that everybody was catching their breath. Thank God we did not become tiger's lunch. Thank God. And then the Dvaitin, the dualist, pounced on the Advaitin. "Look, Maharaj, he keeps saying everything is what? As though, mithya, mithya, mithya. Mithya means as though. Everything is mithya, 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 as though, as though, as though. And look, when it was announced that there was a tiger coming, who ran first? He ran first. Who got scared first? He got scared first. He escaped first. He did not even think, what is my Raja doing? Let me take him to safety. He first ran. So then, where is this? So, is the tiger mithya or not? And he said to the king, is the tiger mithya or not? Why did he run? And the king also thought, this is a very good argument. Why did you run? Isn't the tiger as though? Yes, Maharaj. Then why did you run? Who said running was real? Running is also what? As though. As though running from an as though tiger. This is what actionlessness is. Actionlessness is knowing that even though one is engaged in the action, because that action is totally free, in the case of a jnani, the enlightened person, the action is totally free of motivation to get something or to lose something. That action is always free. And the person has understood, I am a non-actor. And so this way the person understands that even though I am acting, in my own actions, what do I see? Inaction. I see actionlessness. And so this actionlessness is a very important theme, and it culminates in the 25th verse as what? As the 24th or 25th, Brahmarpanam Brahmahavihi. 24th verse, it culminates in seeing everything as Brahman. Brahma Drishti. Brahma Darshanam. Here a Brahman, there a Brahman, everywhere what do I see? Brahman, Brahman, Brahman. Everywhere I see Brahman. And so therefore, what is there to do now? There is nothing to do except enjoy that oneness, even at the level of eater and eaten. Eater is who? Okay, let me give you a hint. Okay, whatever I ask, the answer is Brahman. All right, yeah. Do not disappoint. Okay, eater is who? Eaten is who? Brahman. Because if you say food is Brahman, then the eater is what? You cannot be not non-Brahman. And so eater is Brahman, eaten is Brahman, the one that is doing yajna is who? Brahman. And the spoon that is held, the sacrificial spoon that is held, what is that? Brahman. What is the fire? Brahman. What is the fire pit? Brahman. What is the ghee? Brahman. What is the result of this oblation? Brahman. So Brahma Karma Samadhina, this is what the actionlessness bestows this vision, and this vision is very, very important. And so from the 25th verse onwards, a few sadhanas are given. We talked about it yesterday, all kinds of sadhanas, and then the main sadhana for Atmajnanam, what is that? Shravanam. Shravanam, 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 listening to the Shastra. Usually the other kinds of sadhanas beckon. They say, Ajao, please come and do this. Stand on one leg. Oh, I can do that, yes. Catch the nose, catch the toes, go here, go there, breathe in a certain way. Flap your hands up and down. I can do all that. And then I feel like I am doing something, I feel like I am getting somewhere, I feel like I am getting something out of this also. But then when I sit to study, what happens? I feel like I am not getting anywhere at all. Simply sitting and listening, how will the Atma Ajnanam go? It cannot go. I must surely do something, because we are addicted to doing. I must surely need to do something, and only in the doing it will go. The doing attracts, and the non-doing listening does not attract. And so therefore that second last section in the chapter is to show that all the sadhanas along with Brahma sadhana, which is what? Shravanam, are not on a par. Why are they not on a par? For many, many reasons. One is, the main reason is, they are all taking recourse to something other than oneself, and whereas Brahman knowledge is only about oneself. So they are all anatma based. Anatma means other than oneself. They are all anatma based sadhanani. All the sadhanas are anatma based. Catch the nose, catch the toes, look here, look there, look at one candle in the dark. Focus on that, and then close the eyes and see the image of the candle in the head. So the candle and all these things are other than oneself, and so they are all these dravyamaya sadhana, the sadhanas that are dependent on dravyas are inferior to the sadhana that is atmajnanam vaya shravanam. Why? The second reason that is given is that all the others are auxiliary means for the preparation for the knowledge of liberation, whereas the study of the Atma is a direct means for liberation. All the others are what? Indirect means. You first give this, and then you first prepare yourself, and then you get the knowledge. And here this knowledge is meant for a prepared person. In the Jnana Yajna, Jnana Yoga, you get knowledge directly. Then what? Then this Jnanam is praised. Jnanagni sarva karmani bhasmasat kurute. Yathaidamsi samiddhogni bhasmasat kurute tada yatha jnanagni sarva karmani bhasmasat kurute. Bhasmasat means completely reduced to ashes. The sat pratyaya is in Sanskrit sati kartsnye. Kartsnye means completely. That which completely burns down all the karma. This is something very attractive for this knowledge. Why? Because once I gain the knowledge, there is no more karma awaiting to fructify. 3 types of karmas are there. What are they? Collected karma. But when did I collect? Even if you have had one life as a human being, then you have collected karma for infinite numbers of lifetimes. That itself is terrifying. And then what else? Then you have, out of that infinite karmas, one piece is broken away and then made into a chapati or pizza or whatever it is, and then put in the oven, hot oven of samsara. That is this life, with some toppings on it. Okay, that is this life. And then in this life also, I am not going to keep quiet. I am going to do some karma, some of it dharmic and some of it not so dharmic, and then I will accrue more karma, which will all go and join what? Sanchita, this endless bank account. It will join, what is this karma that is to be done in this life called agami. Agami karma, what I am going to do now in this life and what I have been keeping on doing since birth, agami karma. And then what else is there? Prarabdha karma, a portion, a small minuscule portion of the big sanchita karma that is there for me to exhaust right now. And then agami karma, what I will do in this life. And then what else is the last one? Sanchita karma itself, where it is a hidden bank account. Hidden means I don't even know where it is. It's totally beyond me. If I knew the location, okay, it is in Switzerland, or it is in the what is that, Cayman Islands. These are all what? Offshore tax shelters. You can go and operate a bank account there. First you must have money, okay, yeah. Otherwise don't bother going there. So if you have lots of money, then only it's an option. And so therefore, so Sanchita is like that. but you don't know where it is, which island in the world it is located, you don't know, because it is all sukshma. It doesn't have a location, it is sukshma, it's on the realm of the, what is sukshma in English? Subtle. It's on the realm of the subtle. You can't really see where it is. So, when one is told that this knowledge reduces all the karma to ashes, this knowledge is, when one understands that, then one wants this knowledge when? Yesterday. Yeah, because at least today's karma I should be able to avoid. Why don't I get this knowledge? Yesterday. That is the feeling. I should immediately get this knowledge, because this knowledge burns up everything and there is no more sorrow, because that karma phala only has the ability to give sorrow. And so therefore this knowledge is praised. And Arjuna is at the end of the, and the qualified person of the knowledge is talked about, and at the end of the chapter, what is talked about? Arjuna, please get up, come on, fight. Because all this you know now, there is no reason to tarry anymore, there is no reason to delay. You have this knowledge, it is with you. I have taught you 4 chapters sitting here with all these zinging arrows flying past us, and with the kettle drums beating and the conch shells making a big noise. I have been teaching you, at least have a heart, come on, do as I say, finish up this war, I tell you, because everything is as though. You are just killing them. How? As though. And in the 11th chapter he says, look at this. He gives his cosmic vision of himself, which Arjuna does not find attractive slightest bit. He finds it in fact extremely frightening and scary, because he sees all these inimical beings who joined the wrong side of the war are being vacuumed up by the mouth of Bhagavan. What kind of a vacuum? A fiery vacuum. And they are all trying to save themselves by hanging off the teeth of Bhagavan. They are all trying to save themselves, but not for too long. Seeing that, Arjuna becomes frightened. OMG, if that's their fate, what is my fate? Am I going to be next, hoovered up in this mouth of fire? It cannot even be called a mouth anymore. It's like a mouth of a volcano. We are like a big crater full of fire, and then in that everybody is just frying, and what is this thing going on? And then he says that, I may be next, and he starts circling this big cosmic figure repeatedly and doing pradakshina, circling, circumambulation, and then doing namaskara, bowing down. He keeps on doing that, and then hoping that he will be forgiven and he will not get any of this kind of a punishment. And what does the Lord say? See, and you thought you were killing them. Look, they are already, I have done the job. And what do you have to do? You have to just put a arrow in the quiver. Yes. And you have to shoot it as though, and you have to kill them as though they are already dead. These people are already dead. You are just a nimitta, you are a poor excuse for them to just die. You are just a what's that? A reason, that's all. They are already gone. What are you worried about? Get up, sit up, fight, get ready. And so, the 4th chapter, Lord Krishna thought, ended on a hopeful note. In fact, the Bhagavad Gita could have been completed right there. We could have had a little pocket version of Bhagavad Gita, 4 chapters, nice, easy to memorize, not 18 chapters. This should be very, very easy. But yet we have the 5th chapter. Why? Arjuna asks a question. Look at the question. What is the question? Sannyasam karmanam Krishna punaryogam cha shamsasi. Etayoho ekam nishchitam bruhi me yat shreyah. Compare it with the question in the beginning of the 3rd chapter. What is the difference? No difference. No difference at all. Only different words, that's all. There he talked about sannyasa as Sankhya Yoga and Sankhya, there it was talked about. Here he is saying sannyasa. He knows a little more. That's about it. He has increased his Vedanta vocabulary. That's the only difference. It's the exact same question, with the exact same overtones, with the exact same complaint, with the exact same dissatisfaction with the teaching so far, because he cannot for the life of him understand why he has to fight this war. There is a block in front of him, there is an obfuscation. His head is, his mind, his vision is eclipsed. He cannot understand this clearly. Why? Why I have to do this? Punar yogam cha shamsasi. You are praising karma yoga, and yet sannyasa is the end. I know this because sannyasa denotes atma jnanam. This is what I think. And then, so his question and the Lord's answer, very brilliant answer, and the answer is that whatever you are calling as sannyasa, think it to be karma yoga. Because what should the karma yogi have? The karma yogi should cultivate the disposition of the sannyasi. Yam sannyasam prahuhu yogam tam vidhi pandava. You understand that to be karma yoga. Why? Because both are the same, they are basically lifestyles which lead to the same destination. We have already been through this before in chapter 3, and he doesn't say that, okay, I am saying that. So he is very patient, and so he says, he treats it as a fresh question, and then he says that both of them lead to the same thing. Both of them lead to the same thing. There is nothing other than that. And what is that same thing? Atma jnanam. That's what you want. You don't want sannyasa. What do you want? Atma jnanam. You don't want sannyasa. Sannyasa is a lifestyle. So what, you could just, order orange clothes on Amazon.com and then just wear them. Big deal. Even here in Rishikesh, there are many ashrams. If you go on certain days, what is that day that comes in July? Guru Purnima. Guru Purnima day you go, they'll just give sannyasa. They won't even ask who you are, what you are, nothing. And then Mahashivratri, another popular day for sannyasa. You go on Mahashivratri, and then you can just get general sannyasa, generic sannyasa. In our lineage, it's not like that. You get sannyasa only after long-term study, not before. And so, therefore, this confusion between sannyasa and atmajnanam, Lord Krishna tries to remove, and then further tells him that sannyaasastu mahabaho dukkham aptum ayogatah yoga yukto munir brahma chirena adhigacchati. Chirena adhigacchati. So this sannyasa is very difficult to gain. Even if I were to agree with you that sannyasa constitutes knowledge, not just a lifestyle, let us just agree with your confusion and say, okay, sannyasi is a jnani, let us agree. Even so, this sannyasa is very difficult to get without having practiced what? Karma yoga first. Without first practicing karma yoga, sannyasa is impossible to get. Dukkham. Meaning what? If you take sannyasa without preparing the mind, preparing the heart, what will you get? Dukkham. That's what you will get. That's what happens. If one is not ready and sannyasa is taken, then the person goes around longing, all the time longing. Oh, I wish I could have pani puri in the back of what? The ashram. I wish I could go see a movie. Such a nice movie has come out. Even in Rishikesh there are movies, I recently found out, okay, I didn't think, it never occurred to me that Rishikesh would have movie theatres. Yeah. But then somebody said, please come with me to a movie. This is occupational hazards of being a Swami. So please come with me to the movie. I said, no, I am not coming. And then I was curious. I said, you have to go to Haridwar or Dehradun? No, in Rishikesh itself there are movie theatres. Come with me, there some strange movie, devil wearing something. Yeah. What is it wearing? Prada. Yeah. So, first of all, to go see a movie with devil in front of it. Why? Don't understand. But anyhow, I said, you please go, enjoy. But if the longing has not gone, then you feel like seeing devil in Prada, okay, and then if the longing has not gone, you feel like going here, going there, going rafting with all the other people who are all going. And then what else is there to do in Rishikesh? Bungee cord jumping. Yes, you just go and hang there like a spider, up and down you go. Yes. And so all these activities, if one has not gained vairagya, sannyasa is not as important as what? Vairagya. And do you have to take sannyasa to get vairagya? No, the other way around. You take vairagya in order to take sannyasa. First you cultivate vairagya, then sannyasa comes on its own. Vairagya is important. Vairagya means what? Vairagya viragasya bhavaha. Viraga means from which the raga has departed. All these fancies. I have to have this, I have to go here, I have to get that, I have to have this experience. I have to jump off a cliff. Of course, there will be some cord behind. I am not, suicidal, but I have to jump off a cliff just to have that thrill. So, all these longings when they are there, and then you take sannyasa along with the longings, then you don't have a sense of belonging into the sannyasi world, because you are having still a lot of longings. So therefore, if you are equipped with karma yoga, then what will happen? The longings will go, and then when you take sannyasa after the longings have gone means they may be there, but you are not acting on them. They may be there, but you are free in relation to them. So even if a jnani goes and sees a movie, it doesn't affect the person. Does not affect the person, and does not, and the person does not need to see the movie in order to be very, what is that called? Very trendy, very hip, very trendy. I saw this movie, why? Because it is new, and I saw it first. All this is not there. There is no posturing, there is no competition, there is nothing, here. And so therefore, even if a sannyasi engages in any kind of an entertaining action, it is as though a sannyasi here means jnani. So therefore, what is important is removing the teeth out of all the desires. Teeth out of the desires, then what is it like? It's like putting your finger in a small infant's mouth, 2-month, 3-month infant's mouth. What will it do? It will clamp the jaws, but then you won't feel a bite because it has no teeth. Similarly, we make the desires toothless. Toothless desires, meaning they may be there, but they are not trying to fulfill themselves and they are not causing pain. They are just there as vibhuti. Fulfilled, it is okay. Unfulfilled, even better. There is a freedom with regard to these kinds of desires. All the desires which bind me, I have grown out of them, and now I have only what? Non-binding desires. Free, I can just freely be. And so this kind of an achievement has to happen when? Before sannyasa or after sannyasa? Before sannyasa, very good. Before sannyasa, thank you for showing a few signs of life. Yes, and so before sannyasa only it has to happen, because after sannyasa this is not a time to practice. After sannyasa you have to just live that. That's what it is. And if there are too many longings, competing longings in the heart, you will not be able to enjoy the knowledge, you will not be able to enjoy the life of sannyasa also. And the next topic, which is of importance in chapter 5, is what? The next topic is the Jnani Lakshana. I think 5 to 12 or something. Jnani Lakshana comes. So first, having convinced this fellow Arjuna showing him that Karma Yoga is the key to Atma Jnanam, to prepare for Atma Jnanam, then to give him a consolation prize, he describes the Jnani. In every chapter there is Jnani Lakshana, to show that the Bhagavad Gita is a moksha shastra geared towards Atma Jnanam, not a karma shastra geared towards making one act. So here also Jnani Lakshana comes very beautifully. Tad buddhayah tadatmanah tannishthah tatparayanaha gachanti napunaravrittim jnana nirdhuta kalmashaha. So this is the very nice verse. Tad buddh, meaning these people are all just soaked in the knowledge of the self. Tad buddhayah, tad means Brahman. The one who has only Brahma buddhi sees Brahman everywhere. Tadatmanah means they have become the incarnation of this knowledge. Why? The knower of this knowledge is non-separate from this knowledge, so they have become the very incarnation of this knowledge. Tadatmanah tannishthah, they are committed only to that. Tatparayanaha tad brahma param ayanam yesham te, for whom this Brahman is the ultimate goal, is the only goal. These are the people, and so that's the best verse in that whole section. Very beautiful verse, and then it describes the jnanis and how they live and how they are not bothered by any of these achievements in the world, which are very shallow and which are finite. Because once you are hooked on to the infinite as yourself, the finite does not shine. The finite does not shine for you at all. You don't even see it. So that's the difference between the jnani and the ajnani, as it was talked about in the 71st verse of the second chapter, or not 71st, whatever it was, 69 or somewhere. Ya nisha sarva bhutanam tasyam jagarti samyami. Which verse was that? Which number? 69, yeah. The 69th verse, this was talked about, that the life of the jnani and the life of the ajnani are like what? Night and day. What do you mean night and day? To that reality into which the Ajnani is awake. The Ajnani is awake into the reality of what? Into the reality of duality. Into the reality of duality, the Ajnani, the one who doesn't have self-knowledge, is awake. And in that he moves. In that alone the person is. In that alone the person, that's all they know. Snatch, be in a frenzy, and then get to snatch from somebody else because I really want it and they don't have any more. This is the only one and you happen to have it. What should I do? Biff you and take it out of your hand. Snatch it, and then when I snatch it, what will I get? Karma phala. Somebody else will take something out of my hand. Then I sit and cry. Then I go and pray a little bit and get a little bit of relief, and then back to my old ways. Raga, dvesha, kama, krodha, all these things are in operation, and then as a result what happens? This is my daytime. This is my what is that? Field of action. So the Jnani's field of action is in duality. When? All the time. This is all. You are different from he is different from you, she is different from me, all these things. Jiva jiva bheda. Between one jiva and another jiva, what is there? Difference. This is why people go to shadi.com. What is shadi.com? Yeah. There, because people don't believe, people who go to shadi.com do not believe in arranged marriages. They say, no, I want to find my own online, AI. Let AI make a match for me. What does AI stand for? Do you know? Artificial what? I think it stands for another Ishvara. That's all. These days that is what it is. So let AI make my match. And so what does the person do? Thus saying, puts a whole list of what I like to do. I like to see devil movie. I like to go I like to go here. I like to jump off a cliff. I like to have this I like to have this kind of cuisine. I like to have this. I like this kind of music. And then the other person also is putting their likes and dislikes there. And then the AI makes a match. ChatGPT says, OMG, you will be very happy together. It's one bunch of ragadveshas marrying what? Another bunch of ragadveshas. And what do we know about ragadveshas? They change all the time. Do you like the same thing you liked when you were 5 years old? Say no so we can move on. Kya baat hai? Yes. Of course you don't. Either because you can't tolerate it, or you can't digest it, or you have grown out of it. For many reasons you can't have it. And so similarly, if one bunch of ragadveshas get married to another bunch of ragadveshas, what are we having? Just a ragadvesha fest. That's what we are having. Ragadvesha festival. Oh, there is a Ragadvesha festival, yes. Every mela, every kind of affair is a Ragadvesha affair. Full of Ragadvesha, that's all it is. And so here the Ajnani's field of action is all in duality. Jiva jiva bheda. Then what else? This was Jiva jiva bheda example. Then we have Jiva jagat bheda. What is the Jagat? This universe. Everything in this universe is separate from me. tree is separate from me, river is separate from me, everything is separate from me, because the person is not thinking, is not able to go to the source of everything as the 5 elements and everything is one. They are not able to see that. They are not able to see those connections. They are not even able to see a simple thing like, if I pollute the air, who has to breathe the air now? Me only. That also they are not able to see. They are completely gone case, these ajnanis. Jiva Jagat Bheda, and then what? Jagadishwara Bheda. Jagat is separate from Bhagavan. Bhagavan made the Jagat, some theologies say that. And then sitting somewhere outside the Jagat in a place called heaven, leaving us in the heat here, okay? Yeah, in the hot Rishikesh somewhere. So, this is all Jagadishwara Bheda. The Jagat is separate from Ishvara. There is a lot of theologies posit that. Even in our own Hindu tradition, we have that. Like, what is that? He made the world all right, but then he is sitting in Goloka Vrindavana. He is sitting there, far away. So, these kinds of theologies, Jiva Jagat Bheda, Jagadishwara Bheda, and Jiva Jiva Bheda. And then what else? Jiva Ishvara Bheda. I am separate from Ishvara. Who is this Ishvara? The one who makes me cry. Therefore, Ishvara separate from me. I am separate from Ishvara. This much is the Ajnani's purview. This is Ajnani's reality. To this reality, who is asleep? Jnani is snoring, fast asleep. Totally asleep, doesn't even see this reality, is not awakened to this reality at all. And what is daytime for the Jnani, into which vision of no division, where the Jnani is awakened. What are the jivas, other jivas doing? The Ajnani jivas? Fast asleep to that reality. Ajnana nidra suptaha. They are sleeping the sleep of self-ignorance because they do not know. And so therefore, here also the section on the Jnani, Lakshana, the Lakshana means the characteristics of the Jnani become sadhana for the Jnani wannabe. For the one who wants to be a Jnani, the Lakshana, the definition of the Jnani, becomes a sadhana, becomes a kind of a disciplined practice to see how the Jnanis behave and to emulate and model their conduct becomes an important step in one's spiritual growth. More we will see at 11 o'clock. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Om Hari